What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop and also a little bit of announcement in case you guys don't know what time of year it is. I'm not dead. I have been commenting on the comments on my previous videos to this. I've just been in quarantine for 2 weeks, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I almost forgot how to drive for a second. That was interesting. But your car is an extension of your property. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, right?
So we're driving around.
So we're driving around.
Because the same four walls are starting to get exhausted.
Yeah.
Even though we've changed all the colors.
Even though we've painted those four walls.
All the walls.
But yeah, I got a call. Geez, I can't even remember what day it was.
Two Wednesdays ago.
They kind of just blended in together. That said, hey, Mr. Colin, how you doing today? And I was like, well, I'm doing good. Like, well, we got your test results back. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they said, well, you tested positive. So what that means is you have to quarantine for 14 days. And are you married? Do you have any roommates, whatever? I was like, well, I have my wife. Like, well, she has to quarantine too, and she can't work for 2 weeks. So I called her like smack dab at the beginning of her shift.
I'd been there an hour.
And I was like, hey, you got to come home for 14 days. So
I was in the middle of an arrangement.
she was, but she finished her work and then came home as quick as she could. And
they called my boss, like literally,
yeah.
like probably 2 minutes after I got off the phone with Colin. And I had already told her, well, I gotta go home. I'll finish this arrangement, and then the one for the funeral home's done, and then I'm going. And
yeah.
she was like, well, okay. And I said, the health department should be calling you. And then they did.
And see, I even texted the wholesaler, and I was like, hey, just giving y'all a heads up. I did test positive, and they will be contacting you about some information. And so I guess they did eventually. But yeah, I got paid for those 2 weeks. So I am, just happy to, like she said, get out of the four walls. Even though that's pretty much what we did the entire time, is we painted almost every single room in the house.
That might have been mine.
Yeah, it was her idea, and I'm glad that she did it because, like I was saying to myself, like 2 days into quarantine, I was like, if I don't do something productive during these 2 weeks, then I'm gonna regret it. So what I did was we pretty much chilled for 2 days of those 14 days, and then she got my sister to go to Lowe's. And,
thanks, Kayla.
Yeah, shout out to my little sister Kayla, and my future brother-in-law Bill, and my niece Marley, and my nephew Levi. Love you guys so much. I miss y'all. I can't wait to see y'all. And yeah, don't kill the drinks.
Yeah, he forgot how to drive.
I forgot how to drive. Badly. So they say it takes 2 weeks to form a habit. Yeah, my habit is I don't know how to drive. And so yeah, so she went and bought just gallons and gallons of different paint colors. And
she FaceTimed me so that we could pick the colors.
So we pretty much, obviously, we picked out our own colors. It's not like we're just like, pick out whatever colors you want. Pick out like 5 colors and call it good.
That would have been fun, though.
That would have been kind of interesting. And knowing Kayla, she has decent taste and stuff, so she would have been fine. And now I'm home again. Kind of missed you. Didn't miss you. But, so we did that. And so we took 1 day. We got the spare bedroom done in 1 day.
No,
right?
it took, well, okay, we got the painting done.
We got the painting done in 1 day. And then we rearranged and cleaned up and organized the room for the second day, and then we just kind of touched up some paint in the kitchen, and then it took 2 days for us to do the living room painting and getting everything shuffled around, and it looks a lot better. I'll probably
the living room took like 2.5 days.
It did. It was like yeah, we'll do this and then we'll rest for a day. We got to rest half a day for that. And yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys probably the $5 tour, because another announcement is, y'all know what time of year it is. She knows what time of year it is. It is the June Vlog Challenge. I do this every single year. Every single day of the month of June, I do a vlog. And with my 2 jobs, it might vary. So maybe one day I'll post one probably like first thing, and then the next day I'll probably post one at like 11:30 at night. Like, it just depends on when I have time throughout my day to do the videos. And, take 10-15 minutes aside and do the videos. But this is a challenge that I've just it's just muscle memory at this point. Like, when I see that calendar about to flip over to June, I'm like, all right, got to get into my June vlog challenge mode. And it's something fun. I like to do some things, kind of like spice it up a bit. I have a few ideas on how I'm going to do it, but I don't want to speak it and then it not happen. So I'm just going to leave you guys surprised what I'm going to do. And yes, I'm getting really excited about that. So like I said, doing the house tour. What the hell are you doing?
I'm poking you in the ear with the straw.
Why are you poking me in the ear with the straw?
Why is your ear so red?
Why is it red? Because we sat in the sun for a little bit.
That was my fault. I was getting a perfect selfie.
Yeah, she had to.
I'm mad. I took a perfect picture and the freaking seatbelt's in my face. So I moved the seatbelt and tried to recreate the picture and it couldn't happen.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get her in many of them as I can.
I don't know that you want that. I'm kind of sassy.
The last, no comment. The last vlog that I did before I went, actually, it was like the second to last vlog I did where she was in it with me. That's the vlog that I've had the most views on for a while. So I know a lot of the piglets say, well, she has a pretty face, she's nice to look at. You are absolutely correct on that. And not only do I get to look at that, I get to do more than that. And I'm excited about that.
Sir!
What?
You don't need to say those things on the internet!
Hey, I didn't say what it was.
Ay.
Give people, their imagination, their interpretation.
I don't want
Yeah.
people imagining that either. He's
Well,
a child.
Why not? So,
A little boy.
no, I'm not a little boy.
He is 12.
I have the mindset of a 12-year-old.
When I met him, he was 5, so he's grown up a little bit.
Yeah. Now I'm about to start middle school, and my mommy's very proud of me and all my accomplishments.
Some days it feels that way.
But yeah, so I'm just excited to be back. I missed you guys a lot. Like I said, I've been reading your comments. I've been responding to your comments on different videos, including the last Huskies video. Look for the next one on Tuesday. And I'm just happy to get back at it, get back to life, get back to work, get back to civilization. And just, it's fun. Like, a lot of people have been asking me, have you killed your wife yet? Are y'all, fighting yet? When are the divorce papers? You're just messing around. Nobody asked me that.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna need the name of who asked you that. I already got their number.
And are you bored? Are you this? Are you that? Would you rather do this? Would you rather be... Well, obviously, before I met her, I was a little bit of a homebody anyway. And then when I went out with my friends, it was just an added bonus. And then I got back home as quick as I could so I can play games or watch sports or whatever. So I've kind of been preparing my whole life for something like this, where I just stay home for 14 days in a row. So it's been fun. Not really too boring. We just, like I said, just projects around the house, and been watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen. We watched like 2.5 seasons already of Hell's Kitchen. It's been season 11, 12, and we're on 13.
Did we start 11 when we were in quarantine?
Yeah, we did.
Oh God, I thought we started it before.
We started 11,
quarantine.
12, and 13. We're halfway through 13, just about.
We started 11 in quarantine?
I believe we did, yeah. I think we did. And we got most of it knocked out in 2 days.
With Janelle and Mary?
I think so. I'm pretty sure we did. Or maybe we were starting it before, and then we watched the bulk of it probably in quarantine. But yeah.
Oh.
So there you go. And then we went through Netflix and picked out some movies, and we made a little queue. So we watched some really damn good movies on Netflix. If you guys have Netflix, go check out their movies.
Yeah, all of the ones on Netflix except for one were...
Yeah, the
Okay, so what did we watch first? We watched The Gift.
We watched Gone Girl.
Lost Girls.
Lost Girls.
That one was really good. It's based on a true story.
Yeah, it's a serial killer in
the
New
Long
York.
Island serial killer.
And
it was good.
That was interesting. It was from the perspective of the mother of one of the victims. So that was interesting to watch. That it's not just like Freddy or Jason, where it's like in the killer's perspective. It's like the victim's family is like the main goal, is like the main target that you listen and
it was
watch.
intense.
And then we watched The Gift.
Okay, that one wasn't that great. It was okay.
I liked it. It wasn't as good because the first time I saw it, it gave me like a 2-hour panic attack, man. The first time I saw it in theaters
He was 5 when I met him.
with my dad on my birthday. Went and saw it on my birthday, and like the next 2 hours after I watched that movie, like I was shaking, like I was like, whoo, like it was just the concept of the movie is just creepy.
It is.
It's
I would
just
agree with that.
you know, moving into a new neighborhood, and you know the husband of the couple like is going back
Well, don't give
home,
it
so to
away.
speak, and then you know they just have like this guy that just does some weird shit, and so yeah, I mean it's a very interesting plot. And then what did we watch after that? We watched Perks of Being a Wallflower. That was so damn good, y'all.
I felt
It was
all the feelings,
so damn
all
good.
of them, and now I have tons of people telling me I need to read the book, which I love reading, so not a problem at all.
She's probably gonna do that.
But I could not, like, I was laughing, I was crying, I was angry, I was anxious. I felt all the feelings very strongly.
I even cried watching it at one part, and a lot of twists. Like it doesn't like play out like you think it's gonna play out. But then there's a few scenarios where you're like, okay, yeah, I kind of expected that to happen the way it did. But we watched that. That was probably the favorite that we watched. Was that one definitely for me. And then we watched the Willoughbys.
Yes, it's okay.
It's-
We like animated movies. I make fun of him for being a child, but I really am still a child too. I love animated movies. So we have seen most of the animated family movies that are, you know, not too childish on Netflix. But there was this new one. It was called The Willoughbys. It's trash. It's awful.
I would say it's trash.
It is
It's just
trash.
it's interesting, and it's based off of a best-selling children's book.
I don't know how.
So, you know, Netflix, like, they take, like, you know, based on a true story, you know, based on a novel by this person, based on a children's book by this person. It's just
garbage.
kind of like the next little, you know, trend that they, you know, are chasing, you know, is, you know, people have been doing that since they've probably been making films.
It's not Disney.
It's
I'll
not.
tell you
It's
that.
not Disney. It leans a little bit towards like DreamWorks. Like it's kind of raunchy in some areas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of adult humor for a kids movie, kind of like Shrek. Like Shrek is notorious
True.
for having adult humor throughout the entire franchise.
True, but the animation was not as good as Shrek.
Yeah, no. But it's kind of Netflix original. It was. Go ahead and you know see for yourself. If you guys seen it, let me know what you think. If you whatever. And then the next one, after that, then we watched.
Then we watched the Ted Bundy
the
Ted Bundy movie that we
Ted-
can never remember the exact order of the name.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was I've heard both sides of the aisle saying like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
really good movie, and then another one's it's just straight up garbage. Like she's like it's trashing the Willoughbys. I heard some people just like the portrayal of Ted Bundy was terrible. Like the story of it was terrible.
But I actually listened to a podcast on it, and what they're saying is that the portrayal of Ted Bundy was actually really good because he was so charming.
Yeah, but then
I mean,
the girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yes, they did complain. I'm not going to give it away just in
No.
case you haven't seen the movie. There are some inconsistencies with his girlfriend in the movie, but they're very minor. And if you know anything about Ted Bundy at all, you're going to notice them, but it doesn't really distract from the movie. In my opinion, I feel like the movie was actually very well written, and although I understand the argument that it humanitizes Ted Bundy instead of making him the monster that he was, it definitely does. You actually feel sad for him sometimes.
Some avenues, yeah.
Until the end, when you remember everything that he did, and you're like, oh God, never mind, I don't feel bad for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're a complete total piece of shit.
But you actually do question throughout the movie, you know, was he just in the wrong place at the wrong time? No, definitely not. Not saying that I believe that,
Well,
but the movie does make you think that.
Because like it was Colorado,
California,
Utah, California, Washington, and Florida.
Yeah, but you see him, you're introduced to him after, when they start talking about him in this manner, it's after the California girls go missing, It's after the Utah girls go missing, and it's after the Colorado girls go missing.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything in Washington yet when you're first... In fact, they don't really actually talk about the girls in Washington very much. But you do watch it through, I mean, from his very first arrest to for running a stop sign. You see it from that point all the way up until his electrocution. Or did they electrocute him?
They just did like a little, like, he was executed on this day in 1989, and it was like a little like biography.
Well, no, not in the
clip.
movie. Now I'm wondering if he was actually electrocuted or if they did an injection.
They kept showing the chair, so I assume that they probably, because I think
I need to look that up.
I think the judge said something about like you will be electrocuted until death. So I think that's what the judge said, that was his sentencing.
The casting was great.
Yeah,
I really didn't know how I was going to feel about Zac Efron playing Ted. Like, that was kind of a really difficult thing for me. And I know we're behind the wheel on watching it. It's been out for a while, but
it's been out for a hot minute.
It was difficult for me to picture Zac Efron as Ted Bundy, but because they spent so much time... And I think the movie did it on purpose. They spent so much time humanitizing Ted Bundy that Zac Efron was perfect for the role.
Yeah, because he's charismatic, good-looking guy. And
he did perfect.
And Ted Bundy wasn't that bad of a looking dude, so, I mean, it was kind of...
he was very handsome. That was the problem.
Yeah, see, it's kind of like what Hollywood does is that they take like this really good-looking actor or actress and they portray it to somebody that was like, I guess, because like his girlfriend in real life, like she was cute, but when you have Lily Collins portraying the girlfriend, it's like, like, okay, I get you. But yeah, so that was the next one that we watched, and then after that,
we watched Dumplin'.
No, the other movie, Paul Rudd. We watched.
Oh, what is it called?
Oh my gosh!
I can't remember what it was called.
I forgot what it was. Where he's like a caretaker for this handicapped guy, actually kid. He's like 17 years old.
It was so good.
But yeah, it's really touching. It's really funny. Hearing Selena Gomez actually cuss for the first time in my life that I've witnessed that, I was like, ooh.
And I'll watch anything with Paul Rudd. So.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Well, Alan Rickman's dead. I have to pick a new one. Paul Rudd's my new one.
So she has a pass. He's one on her pass list.
I mean, it's never gonna happen.
So like, yeah, if she were to encounter Paul Rudd at a hotel, like, I don't know, in Albuquerque, and Paul Rudd's like, hey, let's go do stuff. I was like, oh, I'm married, but my husband says it's cool. So, watch that. That was really cute. Very, it tugs at your heartstrings in some areas, especially like some of the topics of like parenthood and stuff like that. And obviously anything Paul Rudd's in, the guy doesn't age. He's a freaking time traveler. Like, because we were watching the Halloween movies the week prior. And I was like, he looks just like the way that he did in The Curse of Michael Myers that he does during this movie. And it's like a 20-year gap, like a 23-year gap. And he doesn't freaking age. He looks the same as he does in Ant-Man that he did in Friends. Like, the guy doesn't age.
You better bring up Friends.
He doesn't age. Mike! Yeah. And then he's like, yeah? And then Joey's like, yeah, he'll do. I don't have a piano. That would never get in the way of a true pianist. Wow, you're good. He's one of my favorite characters in Friends, by the way, is Mike. Phoebe Buffay's husband at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
They dated most of the appearances that he was in, and then they eventually got married. But yeah, he's one of my favorite characters in that show. And then we watched Dumplin'.
Dumplin' was hard for me.
Like, literally, like, when it started, and, like, at the very beginning, you kind of already know what you're getting into at the very beginning. And so at the beginning, like, I literally looked at my wife, and I just mouthed to myself, oh, shit.
I will say this, though. I mean, it hit me harder for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
There is... obviously, if you watch the trailer, you know Jennifer Aniston is Dumplin's mom. But there is a parental figure that she's very close to that she loses. And she saw her as a mom. And so anything with losing a parent is really difficult for me. It's just part of the grieving process. But I will say, with Dumplin', if you love a plus size female, you need to watch Dumplin'.
Yeah, and it
because you need to see what our everyday life feels like. Now, of course, because it's a movie, it's exaggerated. You don't typically feel all of those feelings all at the same time and have all of those experiences all at the same time. But I have been fat. I have been clinically obese since I was in high school. I started ballooning out when I was 8 years old. Prior to that, I was the smallest kid in my class. Now, I have a thyroid condition that was not diagnosed until I was 22. I am properly medicated now, but it took a few years to get that way. And it is still difficult to lose weight, even if you are properly medicated. It's not impossible by any means. We just have to work a little harder. But if you know or love a woman who is plus sized, it's very important, I think, that you do watch this movie, because it brings out literally all of our insecurities. If you ever wonder why this person reacts the way that they do when you touch them, or reacts the way that you do when you say something.
Oh yeah.
It's important that you watch this movie, because it will tell you why. It will tell you all of it. It will, and you know, Dumplin' is not this bullied individual like they usually portray plus size. And I'm not talking about Fat Amy. Fat Amy set the stage. But, you know, typically in a movie you see a fat girl and she's being bullied.
Yeah.
Dumplin' wasn't. Dumplin' was loved. Dumplin' was like me. I was loved. I was bullied in middle school, but then I went to a charter school, and we were the school for public school rejects, so I didn't get bullied in high school.
Yeah.
I got to miss that
The
part.
only part where it was kind of like that was when her mom says the nickname in front of everybody in front of the school. And everybody's like, Dumplin'! And then, like, you know, they make fun of her, and then she kicks a guy in the nuts and gets suspended, and it's but yeah, other than that, like, yeah, like, she has like like these three girls that are like at the hip like the entire movie almost, and she has a great, but you know, Jennifer Aniston's not really a good example, but she has a great surrounding cast, and then eventually she finds like a second family, and then they're great people, and they support her and her friends, and it's just it's a really good movie. Like I said, okay, so you know, if I cry at least once in a movie, it's a good movie. If it's supposed to have that message, and it makes me, you know, kind of wall up and I get misty-eyed, then the movie did its job, and that movie did its job, because I cried at towards the end, actually.
Yeah. And I mean, it also helps. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It validates plus size women, which is really important, because I'm not saying that we're healthy by any means. I'm not saying that being fat is healthy, but some people are perfectly healthy with this much fat on them. Now, in the future, my knees are probably going to be shot. But aside from my thyroid condition, I am perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
My heart rate is normal. My cholesterol is normal. My A1C is normal. I am very healthy. But yet, if I tell somebody that I'm fat, and this is like one of my biggest pet peeves, and Colin now understands, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I will comment on the fact that, oh, well, I don't fit through there because I'm too fat, or I can't sit there because I'm too fat. Or I will say something like, I am clinically obese, and I guarantee even some of you are going to put it in the comments because you love me and you love him and you care about our self-image.
All right.
Every single time I say I think I'm fat, somebody somewhere says, no, you're not, you're beautiful. Fat does not decrease my beauty.
Absolutely not.
I am beautiful. I am rocking a full face of makeup today that took me like 3 hours to put on because we're in quarantine, and why not? My hair is perfectly done. I'm wearing a super cute outfit. You can't see it. My soul shines through my smile. I am beautiful. But guess what? I'm also fat. and it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's really
I'm
fine.
obviously okay with it because I knew what I signed up for. No, like some people, like, you know, we're friends with at the time, we're like, oh, she's fat, I can't date her. Oh, she's this, I can't date her. Oh, she's that, I can't date her. I'm like,
I actually had a guy who I had full body pictures, clothed obviously, on my dating app.
Pero, man.
Because I wanted men that approached me to be aware of my weight.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be walked away from because of that. You know, it does hurt. I mean, regardless of the fact that I am body positive and I am confident, it does still hurt.
Yeah.
For somebody to walk away because of your insecurities, it's difficult. But this guy, I had been talking to, this was pre-Colin, very pre-Colin.
This was a couple of days after me. I'm just kidding.
No, this was
She did disappear for a couple of days, though.
I did.
Anyway.
That's a story for another day.
I probably already told it, but anyway.
Probably. I was awful.
I'll tell it again.
This
got
was
30 days.
actually like months before. He was the reason I deleted the app before I downloaded it again and met Colin. But he was driving into the town where I was living. He was doing a college tour, or somebody's coming to see somebody that was in college or something. And he asked if we could meet up, and I said, yes, absolutely. And he said, well, do you have a recent picture of you? And I had just taken a really nice picture with me all dressed up at a Mary Kay event with one of my best friends, and I loved that picture. I was super happy.
I liked it.
I was wearing a dress that I wore in high school, so it really didn't change that much. In fact, it was the dress I wore to my high school graduation. And I liked it a lot. Colin knows exactly which picture I'm thinking of, I bet.
No,
with my zebra dress.
I couldn't imagine. Like, nothing comes to mind.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I sent it to him. Now, keep in mind, my friend was like, how tall is she? She's 5'11". Yeah, she's 5
I was about
foot.
to say 6 foot, but I don't think that's right.
No, she's 5'10". She's 5'10", and she was wearing heels because she can rock a pair of heels. So I looked like a midget compared to her, which I usually did. But he responded to my picture and said, "Oh."
Oh.
I said, "What do you mean, oh?"
Yeah. Oh.
And he said, "Oh, you're shorter than I thought you were." And I was like, I'm
words.
5'4". Like, that's literally in my bio. How did you think I was shorter? Or how did you think I was taller? It literally says 5'4". And I was like, plus I'm standing next to my very tall friend who's in very tall heels. So I don't, yeah, I look shorter, but I'm 5'4", like almost even. And he said, "Oh, okay." And I never heard from him again.
That sucks. But, yeah. So, his loss. Definitely my gain. And appreciate you, bro, for being a shallow, conceited little pice of shit. I don't even know, but
He's from Canyon, though.
I think you've told that story before. So I remember like how upset I was, how frustrated I was, because I'm sure plenty of girls did that to me before I met her. I had probably like 5 or 6 girls that I was talking to, not at the same time, but periodically, that just ghosted on me after a while, and I'm like. And then I even had my name, Colin Porkchop, on the dating app, so you know that I'm a little bit of a bigger guy. And I think I even put weight, or like it does like your body type. I think I even,
it does.
Like I filled mine out like to the 9s, man. Like I was applying for like something. Like
did.
like I was like you get another entry in the drawing for the lottery if you put this. So I was like name, middle name, last name, email address, not my phone number because that'd be fucking weird. Weight, height, my sign, like just everything. Like I filled everything out to the 9s, and that's one thing that attracted her is how grammatically correct I was in my bio.
He used proper grammar. I was excited. It meant he was intelligent. I didn't know I was marrying a 5-year-old, but it's fine.
Yeah, and like have you seen the TV show Smart Guy? I'm Taj Mowry. I'm like 10 years old, but I'm already like in college, almost in college. I was in high school. No, but still, I'm just very articulate and all that good shit. So there you go. articulate AF. But yeah, so guys, we're gonna go and get out of here. This has been 30 minutes. That's how long it's been. That's how bad I've missed y'all.
I'm sorry,
I could
guys.
have cut that off, and I could have been like, yeah, we're just gonna talk about the second part of our movies later. But that's the last of the Netflix movies.
That was all me. Like,
And,
20 minutes of that was me. I'm sorry. I talk a lot.
And we started a list on Hulu, but we've only watched one of the movies on Hulu. We'll get more into that tomorrow because I think
I'll go on another spiel.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing probably tomorrow, because tomorrow is, last time I checked, oh yeah, it's June 1st, the very first of the June vlog challenge coming this June. 30 days of me just doing a vlog a day. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We got food in the back seat. Hopefully it's not destroyed.
I'm sorry,
Nah.
I talked too
No,
much.
I talk too. You just double the time I usually do.
Well,
I usually try to go 10-15 minutes because you got
Didn't
people
you
like
say-
Chris. I'm calling your ass out. Chris, I can't watch a 15-minute video. I don't have that much of time.
Well, didn't you tell me this morning that I was the most opinionated person you knew, and that's what you loved about me?
I never said that. Yes, I did. I said that.
So...
Because we were talking about something that we'll probably talk about tomorrow, and that's this whole George Floyd thing going on. I have an opinion on it. She has an opinion on it. We kind of meet, like, we have the same.
Actually, have pretty much the same.
We have the
opinion.
same conclusion to everything. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for listening to this spiel of 31 freaking minutes.
Sorry.
And tomorrow starts the challenge. Maybe they'll be this long some days. Some days they'll be like 8 minutes. Some days they'll be 5.
If you see me in the thumbnail, it's this long.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, there's Jocelyn. Better go get a drink and some popcorn or something.
joke.
Oh, maybe I should get my food delivered instead of me going to pick it up because it could be a while.
whole TV episode.
Yeah, there we go, guys. So yeah, we watched the whole episode. You watched the whole episode of a TV show right now. All right, thank y'all so much once again for dropping by, and always remember, my little piglets, call them Pork Chop even in a damn quarantine. Loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, because I could say that because the June Vlog Challenge starts tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Food time.